So I'm gonna just start this off by saying, what a masterpiece by Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford defeated Canelo Alvarez on Saturday night to become the new undisputed super middleweight champ. He climbed up 2 weight classes from his last fight, and really, he really climbed up 3 weight classes. Cause to me, Bud a career welterweight. Like I think he gonna go down being known as welterweight being his greatest division, and rightfully so. He knocked out 11 out of 11 people. Everybody he fought at 147, he knocked them out. They didn't make the cards. So I think Bud will go down known as one of the greatest welterweights. But for him to jump from 147 to 168 and clear out the division in one fight, clear out the man, Canelo, I don't think he ever lost at 168. He been running that division for the last 7 or 8 years, and Bud come right up there, wipe him out, take all his belts. What a performance by Bud, man. To start the fight off, I feel like the first 3 rounds, they was both trying to feel each other out. But that's, how championship fights go, especially with these 2 caliber fighters. They take the first 3 rounds and just get their timing, their distance, how they want to attack the fight. But even in those fill-out rounds, I feel like Bud was in control. Bud was real comfortable to start the fight. Canelo was not figuring him out at all the first 3 rounds. And, as far as Canelo, he really, in the middle parts of the rounds of most of his fights, he gonna look to land a big shot on you, a big right hand, a big uppercut, to really see how you gonna react to it. There's a lot of power punchers. That's how they attack. And usually when he land that big shot on you, a lot of the guys he been fighting lately, it changed their whole plan of attack. The aggression go out the window. Fight plan is almost survival mode. And when I think it was like the end of round 4, he landed one of them on Bud. I'm talking about caught him flush with the right hand. And Bud kind of looked at him and he stuck his tongue out and kind of was laughing. I was like, ooh. Bud let him know, yeah, I just took your best punch. Now we finna see what's going on. And from that point on, I think Canelo was just dumbfounded by everything Bud was doing to him in the ring. Later on in the fight, I think it was round 8, 7, 8, might have been 9. Bud controlling the fight. They get in close, tangle up a little bit, and Canelo, give him a little headbutt and cut Bud right up under his eyebrow. Wasn't a major cut. It was just, but you could tell it was Bud was kind of thinking about it because he slowed down for another round. And I was like, ooh, I hope that cut don't, change how this fight going. Bud, got himself together after a round and got right back to the pan. Got right back to the pan. It was just, man, Bud controlled the entire fight. Unanimous decision. I think the cards, 2 judges had it 116 to 112. One judge had it 115, 113. But that's what I had it at. 116, 112, 8 rounds to 4. And the only reason Canelo got 4 rounds is because the close rounds, in championship fights, close rounds go to the champion. If it's a close round in the championship fight like that, if you got to get rounds to the champion. But, if it wasn't a championship fight, them rounds was probably going to Bud just because how he was controlling the entire fight. He probably really won 10, 11 of them rounds. Just being honest. But 8-4, I ain't got no complaints with that. Thorough ass whooping. Thorough. Yeah, man. Bud was doing everything he wanted. The problem with Canelo was, I think Bivol said this. Like, you sitting down on everything. You loading up on all your punches. Like, Canelo did not use the jab at all. We already know his feet slow. He wasn't moving around. Bud was hitting him with the jab. Bud know the big right hand coming. He already moving out the way. Hitting him with left hands. Hitting him with uppercuts. Hitting him with straights. I was like, whoa. I'm talking about piecing Canelo up the whole fight. So, yeah. Now it's like moving on. Where we going from here? I mean, I think Bud got the juice, man. Bud got the juice now. It's so funny, just following boxing, just how everybody was kind of trying to keep Bud over there in the corner somewhere. I think it's because they knew that's a bad MF over there, man. I think everybody knew, and it's like he couldn't get the big fights. He couldn't get the marquee fighter to just sign on to fight him, even though he was calling all of them out. From Manny Pacquiao way back to Keith Thurman. He finally got Errol Spence to stop ducking him, and we saw how that went. Now, Canelo, I think they had to pay Canelo $100 million to take this fight. Yeah. But I think now Bud in a precarious situation because I think he's going to be 38 in a couple weeks. So, he thinking about the end. He got to be. But I don't think it's going to be Bud's last fight because he got the juice right now. The iron hot, man. What's stopping him from for the next 3 years just telling himself, one more, just squeeze one more out. I think we do see at least 2 or 3 more fights from Bud. Maybe they're not at the level of a Canelo or Errol Spence, but I think we do see Bud in that ring some more. Because, man, he in a position right now that he probably been waiting for his whole life. Like I said, strike while the iron hot, man. He see all the love he getting right now, man. He been deserving. So another thing, like after this performance, everybody is putting Bud and Floyd Mayweather in conversation together. And to my knowledge, Bud and Floyd always been respectful of each other. It's never been no smoke between them. It's just that these are the 2 greatest boxers by far we've seen probably this century. Yeah. And just so happened they both fought Canelo, so people are looking at it like, who would have won between Bud and Floyd? We can try to go off their fights with Canelo, but I don't really see that because Canelo was very young but very experienced when he fought a savvy veteran in Floyd and totally got demolished. Like Floyd just took everything away from Canelo. Canelo couldn't land a punch. Canelo couldn't get out the way. He just totally dominated him. Made him look very amateurish in that fight against Floyd. And this fight with Bud, Canelo at the end of his prime, Bud at the end of his prime, and just Bud just dominated him, pieced him up all night, confused him. Had Canelo really toward the end of the fight just so frustrated, it looked like he was going to walk out the ring. And he said at the end of the fight, I just couldn't figure him out. And like, when you look at his post-fight press conference, the man was swole up. He was swole up. Like, I ain't really seen Canelo. And this from really a 47-pound man, 147-pound fighter. if we want to be honest. So we just gonna compare them, like they both had super impressive performances against Canelo. But I think Bud kind of did him in a worse way. And Canelo said that. I don't know if he was just trolling Floyd, but he said Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. That mythical fight that we'll never see would probably be one of the greatest fights of all time because Floyd is the greatest defensive fighter we've ever seen, probably by far. And like the toolbox that Bud got offensively is just whoa. He got everything. So that'll be a matchup that we can only see on video games or whatever, not in real life. So, give Canelo his props, man. I've always said like Canelo, if you say anything about him, he ain't scared. His resume is impeccable. He done fought the best of the best. And if they was great in his era and they could possibly make a fight, they still waiting on David Benavidez. I think this would be a perfect time for him, Canelo, to go and get there, but we'll see. I ain't never been in the camp that Canelo ducking nobody. He ain't ducking no smoke. But Bud was just, woo, too much. So, yeah, man, it was an excellent fight, an excellent performance by Bud. Congratulations, Bud Crawford. Man, you deserve it. And, yeah, man. Y'all, hit that like button, the subscribe button, man. We're going to have some more videos coming later.